meditation itself isn't hard. Meditation is really like just being with yourself. But it's your true self. So let's say you get home and you've had a really hard day at school, okay? And you took exams that you weren't prepared for and it all went wrong and you don't know exactly what your grade was, but you feel like I didn't do well in the exam. And maybe you had a fight with your best friend and just everything from morning till night, from morning till afternoon felt like it went really wrong. So you come home and you're feeling very upset and very stressed and you decide, I'm going to take a hot bath. Now I know that's not exactly something 9-year-olds usually do, but when you get older, a hot bath is going to sound like the perfect answer to that. But here's the thing. When you go to take a hot bath, and when you get into the bath, there's a sense, and again, probably you haven't yet experienced this, which is good, but you will someday. You get into the bath and you go, ah. And it's just this beautiful sense of relaxation. But what's the most important thing to do before you get in the bathtub in order for it to be nice? Very good. Look at that. My star student. Yes, exactly. Take off your clothes. Because a bath with all of your clothes on, if you got into the bathtub with your school uniform and your shoes on, it wouldn't feel very relaxing. So what meditation really is like taking off all of your clothes so that you can have the experience of, But instead of just having it in your body, you have it very, very deeply inside of you. You have it in your heart, you have it in your soul, you have it in your spirit. You feel like, I've come back. I've come back to who I am. But in order to do that, you have to take off the rest of the stuff. And what the rest of the stuff is who I think I am. So like, I could look at you right now and I could say, if somebody asks me, so what is Hariom's body like? And I would say, well, he's got a nice zip-up hoodie and a pair of, blue track pants. But we know that's not your body. Those are just the clothes you've put on your body today. Tomorrow you'll put different clothes on. If we really wanted to know what your body looked like, and don't worry, we won't make you do it, I would actually make you take off all your clothes, because only then would we have a clear sense of what your body looks like. And in the same way, when we want to have a sense of who we are, well, we have to take off the stuff that looks like us, like your sweatshirt and your sweatpants look like you, but they're not you. You know that. You know that there isn't actually a naked body under that, like under all of our clothes. And in the same way that there's a naked body under your clothes, there's a real you under the things that you think are Hariom. So you think, okay, I'm 9 and I'm British and I'm a boy and I'm in 4th class, 3rd class, 4th grade, 5th? 5th grade. Okay, he's in 5th grade. And I'm my parents' son, and if you have a sister or brother, you're their brother, you're your best friend's best friend. So those are all the things that you think of yourself. Maybe I'm good in math, not so good in art, or vice versa, however it may go. You think those are all who you are. But that's not who you are, any more than your hoodie is your body. These are all things that we've put on ourselves. They're identities that we've put on ourselves. Where we're from, what we look like, what our career is, what our relationships are. All of that stuff that we identify as, it's not who we are. It's the clothes that our identity is wearing. So just like right now you're wearing a hoodie, well, right now you're 9 and you're a boy and you're from England. But that's not who you are. Those are just the clothes that your being is wearing right now. And that's why we meditate. Because when you meditate, then suddenly there's no 9-year-old, there's no British or Indian or American or Japanese or Chinese. There's no 5th grader or 12th grader or, company CEO or principal of the school. There's none of that. There's just soul. So when we meditate, we take off that. And so all of the different practices, and when we come back to our meditation later, I'll guide you through a practice. But what's important to know is that's just one practice. Like you've got, one hoodie and one pair of pants, and there's lots of different ways you could take them off. Like if I said to you, take off your hoodie, well, maybe you'd unzip it first. Maybe you wouldn't unzip it. Maybe you just pull it over your head like that. There's no right answer. There's no right way or wrong way to take off a sweatshirt. Just like there's no right way or wrong way to meditate. All that matters is you get it off. And in the same way in meditation, whatever technique or practice we may use, all that matters is it gets us free of who we think we are. It gets us free of that identity. There's a wonderful story of 3 men who are stranded on an island. And they're praying to God that they should be saved. And one day they wake up and there's a canoe on the edge of the island. And they're very, very happy because, wow, now they're going to have a canoe and they can go back to the mainland and be safe. So they get in the canoe and they row it back to the mainland. And they're saved, and a couple of weeks later, someone sees them in the market in the village holding the canoe on their heads. And the 3 men are in a line, and they've got the canoe on their head, and the person says, "Why is that canoe on your head?" And they said, "Oh, this canoe, it saved our life. We were stranded on the island, and this canoe, it was there, and it brought us back." And the person said, "Well, that's great, but why are you carrying it on your head?" And they said, "Well, God, this canoe, it saved our life and we were stranded." And so, yes, the canoe was very important. It saved them. It brought them over the water from where they were lost back home. But the truth is, it didn't really matter if it was a canoe. It could have been a yacht. Could have been jet skis, assuming they knew how to ride them. Could have been a raft, could have been anything. Happened to be a canoe, but it could have been anything. All that mattered is that they were able to go across the water. And in the same way with meditation, we get really stuck with our techniques. And just like the canoe becomes actually a hindrance once you're there. It's crucial to get you there, but once you're there, you want to be able to just be there. And holding a canoe on your head prevents you from being there. And in the same way, when we're meditating, we use techniques. We all may have different techniques that work for us in meditation. Mantras, breath, prayer, so many different techniques. But ultimately, the point is, once you experience meditation, once you experience that taking off of the clothes of you, you don't want to hold the technique like you're holding the canoe on your head. You want to be able to just be there. So, as I said, I'll guide you through a technique at the end before we conclude. But what's important to remember, especially for those of you who have a meditation practice already, is whatever works. Just like there's no inherent hierarchy between a canoe or a rowboat or jet skis or a yacht to get you from an island back to the mainland. All that matters is it's there and you can use it. So whatever works for you to get you across that water, to get you into an experience of not having the clothes on, so that you can get into that bath and go, that's all you need to use.